My dear friends, my brothers and sisters, on Friday of last week, I had to go to St. Patrick's Cathedral. I said the 9 o'clock Mass at St. Patrick's for Cathedral High School. You know, Cathedral High School is a girls' high school in Manhattan. A number of the students of St. A's have gone over there to high school, and I was asked to say the 9 o'clock Mass in the cathedral for the high school. I walked into the cathedral and I said to myself, what a mess. There were scaffolding all over. There were cranes all over. There were people painting on the pulpit. You saw it in the papers today. There were people standing on the top of the pulpit cleaning the place. And I looked at Monsignor Ritchie, who is the rector of the cathedral, and I go to him, Bob, is this going to be ready for Friday when the Pope comes? He looked at me and he said, Dave, pray. He said, Dave, they promised me it would be ready. The place was an absolute disaster yet. I mean, it's clean, but they still had so much to do. And it made me think of a story of St. Francis of Assisi. I might have told you the story about St. Francis. Did I ever tell you the other story? There was a fight in heaven. Did I tell you about the fight in heaven? Do you know the story? You want me to tell it again? You want me to hear it again? All right. You know the story of the fight in heaven? St. Peter called St. Francis a sissy. Did you get it? Stay up all night and it'll dawn on you. So St. Francis, he's praying in front of the cross. He's praying in front of the cross at San Damiano, a dilapidated old chapel. And Jesus speaks to him from the cross, and he says to St. Francis, rebuild my church, which is falling into ruin. Got it? The cross speaks, rebuild my church, which is falling into ruin. So what does St. Francis do? He goes out, gets his buddies, and they begin getting brick and mortar and start rebuilding the church, fixing the ceiling. But that's not what Jesus was saying. At that time, there was tremendous corruption in the church. There was a time when everything was sour in the church. And what was St. Francis saying? Rebuild the life of the church. Rebuild the minds and the hearts, the spiritual intentions of people. Rebuild the church. Thought about that. Looking at the scaffolding going up and the cranes in the church. Rebuild the church. Another Francis is coming. Another Francis is coming. By the way, he's flying his helicopter directly over St. A's as he goes to the city. I want you to know that. So about 5 o'clock on Thursday, look up, and you will see his helicopter fly right over the church. And this other Francis, when he was elected Pope, his real name, anybody know his real name? What's the Pope's real name? Jorge, Espanol, from Argentina. His real name is Jorge. When you become Pope, you got to change your name. You know that? You have to change your name. If I became Pope, be good, right? Be good? I would take the name Zacola, and you call me Pope Cicola. You got that? I hope. So he had to change his name. And when he was going up to the altar to accept nomination, he turned and a cardinal said to him, remember the poor. And he went up and took the name Francis. Was this his intent? Rebuild my church? It certainly seems to be the intent. Rebuilding the Catholic Church. My brothers and sisters, you hear in the gospel, the apostles were real characters. They were really characters. You think about it. They started arguing. Who is the greatest? Did you see that? Who is the greatest? It's like myself and Monsignor Jamie. I say, look, I'm the best looking Monsignor in this city. He says he is. He was on Rabbi Batasnik today, on Religion Online. He called me up, I was on Religion Online. I said, don't worry, I'm going to be on WPIX. I'm being on PAX Wednesday and Thursday morning. They want a commentary on the Pope. I'll be there. I charmed them. I went up to 42nd Street and 2nd Avenue there to PIX. I walked up there and I said, I want to be a TV personality. They got me in. Wednesday and Thursday, watch. So they were arguing who is the greatest. And what does Jesus do? He says, cut it out. Cut the nonsense. And he takes a little kid and says, be like this, and you will be the greatest. Be innocent and simple as a child. My brothers and sisters, today the church needs not just physical rebuilding, it needs rebuilding. It means rebuilding of the minds and the hearts of people. And Pope Francis is trying so hard to do it. He declared, did you hear this? He declared a year of mercy. A year of mercy. Because what's one of the most difficult things in life? Jealousy, envy, bitterness. And he declared a year of mercy starting on the Immaculate Conception, December 8th. Because you know what? We need to be more forgiving. The world is messed up. And if we weren't in church, I'd use a better word. The world is a mess. And the world needs God's mercy and God's forgiveness. Think of this. He sends out confessors and says, forgive people of abortion. Forgive them, because so many people have been held back by not letting it go. Offer God's mercy to people. That's what the Pope is saying. The world is so messed up. Do you see Planned Parenthood? Do you see what they're doing? Do you know what's going on? They're taking aborted fetuses and selling the fetal tissue. Can you imagine that? Merciless. And we need to bring God's mercy to this world. We need to change things. How many people in this country, how many kids have been hurt by priests, by bishops? And we need to turn the page and offer God's mercy, God's forgiveness. My brothers and sisters, this is a unique moment in our history. A unique moment. And today we pray for a successful journey of our Holy Father to bring peace, but to bring God's mercy. We could put scaffolding up immediately and fix this and fix that. The cathedral needed all that work, $200 million worth of work. We need to build up God's people. We need to take these spots that are empty and bring home people. We need to offer a whole new life for people. The world is at a brink. I think if we really study history, study the history right before World War I, study the history right before World War II, everything is place. Everything is in place if you really study history for World War III. My brothers and sisters, we need to rebuild our church, and we need to do it soon. Pray today for a successful journey of our Holy Father.